Waking up at dawn has never been an activity that I've been particularly interested in doing. However, if it meant getting on a plane and flying to the happiest place on earth, somehow that made it a bit easier to wake before the sun did. For months, my family had been planning and looking forward to our spectacular adventure to the sunny southern state of Florida. We'd been counting down for so long, and the day had finally arrived. My alarm clock rang in what felt like the middle of the night, but there was nothing I wanted more in that moment than to spend the next week touring the streets of Universal Studios, Disneyworld, and the Magical Kingdom. I was eager to begin the journey as soon as possible. In the back of my mind, I feared the sheer excitement leading up to our grand vacation would overpower the trip in actuality, so I tried my hardest to remain calm, but I was less than successful. That excitement was tangible as we boarded the plane in the early hours of the day, and I could almost feel the hearts of my sisters beating loud with mine, with just pure anxiety of what was to come. Luckily, when all was said and done, it was all we had dreamed of and more. Sure, at times, we were exhausted from putting several miles on our tennis shoes each day, falling asleep before our heads hit the pillow late at night, only to wake a short time later and head off again for a new part of our adventure. But more than the occasional cranky remark or annoyance, or even the downpours of rain that would occur, or the immense humidity that us Eastern Oregonians were not accustomed to, I remembered the beauty and galore of the parks. I remember the sights of the fireworks that boomed each night, and the glimpses we caught of the dazzling princesses strolling along the paths with enough grace to make you feel like a princess too just by sharing the sidewalks. Their dresses and their hair and makeup were placed to perfection, and it was effortless to imagine they were more than just actors and actresses, but actual Disney royalty. I remember the sweet smells and tastes of each country that was represented at Epcot Center as we walked from France to Japan to Morocco and back again. How could I forget the amazement that I felt during the animal-filled safari ride we rode in the Animal Kingdom with real live lions and tigers and giraffes, as if we had boarded a plane to Africa for the afternoon. The accuracy that was portrayed in Harry Potter World didn't fail to make each person feel like a wizard themselves. You could choose your wand, ride a dragon, take a tour through Hogwarts, and with each experience you felt how it felt to live in the wizarding world if such a place existed. With each new roller coaster among the parks, no matter how many we had ridden prior to, there was always a definite pile of nerves in my stomach as the cars made their way to the peak of the ride before dipping into 30 seconds of perfect free-falling and flying. The adrenaline rush of a single ride was enough to satisfy a year's worth of craving, but that didn't stop us from riding every ride we caught sight of. Everything was new, everything was different, and even better than we could have imagined. Without any doubt, it was the greatest experience that I had had, and I knew, even while enjoying it, that it was going to be a trip that would be next to impossible to top. Disney World and Universal Studios are places beyond the basics of an average amusement park. Sure, on the surface, they're just tourist attractions invented to make money in our capitalistic society, but I choose to look at it as so much more. They are whole new worlds that open the possibilities to give their audience a feeling of fantastic euphoria. And although the cost may be something of a large stature, the feeling of pure joy walking in the parks is priceless. Someday I hope to be lucky enough to visit the place where dreams come true, the happiest place on earth again. To say that I can't wait for that day is an understatement.